Alright, so this is just a video on the Me Too movement and my opinion on it. Everybody else has been talking about it seems, in the media and YouTube and whatnot, so I figured I'd weigh in with my thoughts. So, in my opinion, the Me Too movement started off with good intentions. It was about exposing, for the most part, powerful men that were, corrupt and perverted and were using their power to basically sexually abuse women. And so, eventually women said enough is enough, and they went against these assholes, these tyrants, and took them down, or at least took them down a peg or two, and it was great. But what happened was, over the last year or two, it's kind of, I guess, transformed or changed into this nefarious Machiavellian movement, whose goal is no longer to, take down evil men, to call them out on on their crimes, but it's become a witch hunt. And the problem is that people who make false accusations against others, don't face any ramifications for doing so. So if nothing happens to these perpetrators, then they're just going to continue to do it because they figure, worst case scenario, I get called out on my lies. A couple of people hate on me, social media and whatnot, and then, I move on with my life. Meanwhile, the guy's been accused, his life is destroyed. There's always going to be a subset of people who are going to think that he got away with it, that she caved under pressure, that she was paid off to cover it up or whatnot. Conspiracy theories are going to abound, and the guy's going to be lambasted. His name's going to be dragged through the mud. And, a lot of these men who are falsely accused end up committing suicide. There are men that have been killed. Like there was a story I think last year, where a woman told her brother that some guy raped her. I think it was an older gentleman, and the brother went and killed the guy. So basically, she ruined not only the life of the innocent man, but she also ruined the life of her brother, who was trying to defend her honor. So, and she's still alive and well. Her brother's incarcerated, and the guy's dead, and she didn't get any jail time. I don't think so. I don't believe. So I mean, this is the world we live in, where it used to be there was a thing called due process, where someone was presumed to be innocent until proven guilty, until there was a smoking gun or something. But now it's the reverse. We automatically take a woman's word as the gospel. If she claims that a man raped her or assaulted her, then she must be telling the truth. It's this whole mentality where we think that women are innocent and are good and pure, are made of sugar and spice and everything nice, that men are basically scum, that they're predators, they're sexual deviants, and they only have one thing on their mind. And we're just perpetuating these stereotypes about men, that they only want sex, they'll do anything to have it, and it's wrong. It's facetious reasoning, and it doesn't hurt the victims, whether and we're talking about rape victims themselves or the men that are falsely accused. So something has to change in the justice system. People need to, stand up for the rights of men. But as I mentioned in some of my other videos, we live in a society that's gynocentric. In reality, the feminazis will continue to purport that we live in a society that is run by men, that there's actual patriarchy. In reality, there's actual matriarchy, although it's rather clandestine. And as they believe that as long as they continue to tout the same talking points, the wage gap, which has been debunked a myriad of times, rape culture, which is non-existent, it's actual opposite. What else do they believe in? There's another one. Oh, domestic violence. Even though recent studies seem to indicate it's almost 50-50 split. They're going to keep talking. If they believe that they keep yelling and bitching and moaning, then people are going to assume that they're telling the truth. Because why would they be complaining? And, they're going to continue to get funding for their programming. And nothing's going to change. Men's rights are going to continue to be trampled upon. Men are second-class citizens. I've made a couple of videos on this with empirical data just to back it up, but you can watch those videos if you want. Today, this is mainly about the Me Too movement. Something has to change. Like, I believe in the UK, if a woman is convicted of falsely accusing someone, she actually faces jail time, or at least a year. So why don't we have that in the States? Why don't we have that in other countries? I think that's the only way these women are going to stop making these false accusations. It's this whole, believe all women. It's all bullshit. Women have reasons to lie. They can lie, make false accusations either because for a money grab. That's why a lot of these powerful men are, are being trying to be taken down is because there's this financial incentive to do so by some of these women, right? They settle out of court. These women get this big payday. They walk away with what they want. So that's one reason, the financial gain. Another reason is to have their 15 minutes of fame. These women go after these men, these powerful, rich, and influential men, and their names are in the spotlight. They may get the career opportunities from it, from the SJW contingent. So there's a financial aspect potentially for career aspirations to get a leg up, to move up the social hierarchy. And some women just do it because they're vindictive. They want to take down powerful men, or even beyond powerful men. This is the average Joes in colleges now. And people wonder why only 40% of college grads are men. More and more men are opting out of college because they know it's a very dangerous, toxic, area or zone, call it what you want, for men. Right? All it takes is one woman to make a false accusation, and 9 times out of 10, without any evidence, he'll be expelled. So if something has to change in terms of the judicial system, these women need to be held accountable for their actions. They need to be incarcerated. The only way these women are going to stop making these accusations, right? Nowadays, apparently even consent is retroactive, where a woman can say, "I consented to the sex, a year ago, and I decided to change my mind, therefore it's rape." I mean, it doesn't work that way. I mean, it's not logical. It's completely asinine, and any person who's a reasonable, rational person will look at this and be like, "This is ridiculous." But these SJWs lap up the stuff like the dogs that they are. We can take back consent. Now you got men asking women to sign consent forms, to record, like videos, that openly, admit that they are consenting to the sexual act that's about to take place, and all this other nonsense. It's like we're living like in a bizarro world. It's like this extended Twilight Zone episode that refused to end. That's how I look at it. It's like, this is absurd. People are putting up with this BS every day. We hear stories of men getting killed, being jailed for false accusations, and women facing no jail time. It's because of female privilege. Again, I've talked about this a myriad of times. Women have so many privileges, whether it's the right to murder innocent babies, or to make false accusations, or to physically or verbally assault men and get away with it. The list goes on and on and on. And when are men going to stand up and say enough is enough? Ça suffit. Like, this is it. I'm not going to put up with your bullshit. We're human beings too. We deserve to be treated equally under the law. We're tired of being denigrated. We're tired of being second-class citizens. And like I said, when are we going to take a stand? When is, I don't see it happening in the not too distant future. I think things are going to get worse before they get better, to be completely honest with you. But I'm just sick and tired of it. It's like, why are men putting up with it? Are they afraid that the white knights collaborating, or with the feminazis, would they have a common agenda, which is to take down men? As a group, both the feminazis and the white knights in power perceive men to be a threat to their power, so they try to put us down, whether it's by incarcerating us or killing us, or stripping away our rights, funding for men's programming, scholarships for men, etc., etc. Things are going to get worse. And I tell my friends this: the only way to have a chance of surviving this barrage of misandry is to go MGTOW. For those of you who are not aware what MGTOW is, it's a movement that stands for men going their own way. Basically, men have said, I'm not going to take this shit anymore. The game is rigged, has been rigged from the start, so you cannot win a rigged game. And so the only solution, the only way out, is to opt out of relationships, dating, and sex with women. And you know what? There hasn't been a better time to do so. With all the great sex toys out there for men, from the Fleshlights to the Tenga to the Makeys, there are great sex toys out there that will get you off better than any woman can, without any of the drawbacks of having sex with women. For instance, you won't have to worry about getting an STD or an STI. Studies have shown that 1 in 2 women in North America have an STD or STI, many of which are incurable venereal diseases. So why stick your dick in a cesspool of diseases, venereal diseases, STIs? Why risk it? There's a 1 in 2 chance you're going to contract something, and condoms are not foolproof. They can't protect you from certain STDs or STIs, like herpes, for instance. Why risk getting an STD that may end up killing you? What if you get HIV and then develops AIDS and you die? Why risk it? These toys will get you off. They're designed specifically to maximize sexual pleasure, whereas the vagina is mainly an orifice that expels waste and on occasion babies. It's not designed purely for pleasure. The clitoris is, which doesn't do anything for men. So again, you have these sex toys. They won't judge you. They're not going to make fun of you because you come too early. They're not going to make fun of you because you have a small penis or because you're out of shape. You can't keep it up. They're not going to judge you. They're not going to expect you to wine and dine them. in order to spread their legs or what have you. It's on-demand pleasure that is basically free once you get the toy, other than maybe a cleaning agent to clean it once in a while and maybe some lube. You don't need anything else. You don't need to wine and dine a sex toy. It's available whenever you want. It's never going to reject you like a woman. Women, let's face it, are the gatekeepers of sex. They always have been. They always will be. They use sex as a quid pro quo tool to get what they want from men. They know that men are weak sexually. That many of the beta cucks out there, the manginas, will do anything for a whiff of taint. So they use their only thing they have, their trump card, which is a pussy card. The only way to get out of this nefarious system is to, like I said, opt out and say, look, this sex toy, is so much more than you possibly can, and that's none of the drawbacks of pussy. Like I said, STDs, all the performance anxiety, the judgments, the not being available when you need it. Plus, on top of that, let's face it, men have no reproductive rights in society. If you get a woman pregnant, if you knock her up, you're at her mercy. There's absolutely nothing you can do short of fleeing the country. If you do not pay child support for 18 years, you will be jailed. Okay? So the only thing you can do is run, ghost her, hope she doesn't find you. What kind of life is that to live? Do you want to live as a fugitive for the rest of your life? Do not stick your dick in crazy. Okay, gentlemen? Do not have sex with women. Because if you get her pregnant, she decides to have the child, there's absolutely nothing you can do about it. Women can have an abortion in this country, but men do not have the right to the male equivalent, which is a financial abortion. Dave Chappelle, in his latest comedy special, talked about this. If women have the right to kill babies, then I have the right to not support them. And everyone, there's audible gasp, of course. Women want their cake and eat it too. They want all the benefits of feminism, but none of the drawbacks or disadvantages. It's just female nature. There's nothing you can do about it. It's just the way they are. Sorry if I'm coming off as a misogynist. This is just real talk. The only thing you can do is not have sex with them because you have no reproductive rights. And let's say you're pro-life, like I am. Let's say you want her to bring the child to term. Again, it's not like you can take her to court. Even if you decide that you're willing to be a single parent, a single dad, raise the child on your own, there's nothing you can do. She wants to have an abortion, you can't do anything. If she does to have the child and sue you for child support, there's nothing you can do. Men have no reproductive rights. Again, the only way to protect yourself, your sanity, your well-being, financial and otherwise, is not to have sex with women. It's not worth the risk. There are women who poke holes in condoms. There are women who base themselves. There are all these horror stories. Look them up. It's just crazy what women will do to get pregnant. Men have no reproductive rights. So for all the reasons I mentioned, don't have sex with women, guys. Whenever you're feeling super horny, your judgment is being clouded, just rub one out. Whether it's manually cranking one out with what God gave you, or using a makeshift toy like a pillow, or just investing $100 in a fleshlight or a Tenga. They're affordable. Many of them will last for you a couple of years. And they, honestly, you read all the reviews. Most of them feel better than the real thing. They're more intense. The only downside, I guess, is cleanup. But then again, if that's such an issue, just use a condom. It'll make you last longer as well. So yeah, and I mean, all the porn out there, right? There's literally like tens of millions of porn videos out there for free. This is the true, bona fide golden age of porn. You get to masturbate, to fantasize, the most gorgeous women on the planet, doing the most depraved things imaginable. Whatever fantasy you have, there's something out there for you. Again, you can't get that from a typical run-of-the-mill average Jane. There's VR porn, there's 4K porn, there's POV interactive porn. The list runs the gamut. So, gentlemen, just jerk off. That way, you don't have to worry about women. You don't have to worry about having your rights stripped away. And then, and only then, when men boycott sex, which is the only thing women have to offer men nowadays. When women realize there's something wrong, the laws have to change. Men are constantly getting divorce raped, right? I talked about this in one of my previous videos. When was the last time you heard of a woman losing the house, losing the kids, losing the car, having to pay alimony, child support? There's no such case. Maybe there is. It's an anomaly if there is. I've never heard of such a case in my entire freaking life. I'm in my 30s. Men are continuously getting divorce raped. 97% of alimony payers are men. 85% of the time women get custody. 80% of the time women file for divorce. The reason is because they know that it's a jackpot. The reason women want to get married is because they want to exploit men. They know that they can, and they're going to get away with it, right? She marries the guy. She gets a couple of kids out of him. 5 or 6 years later, she's like, you know what? I'm time for an upgrade to a younger man, a man who's more financially better off. Women have been practicing hypergamy since the dawn of time. As long as the state, the paternalistic, gynocentric, misandrist state, continues to function the way it does, women are going to continue to take advantage. It's like you're giving a woman a loaded gun and telling her to go trigger happy. Of course she's going to use it. right? If you give a class of people certain unalienable rights over another group, they're gonna take advantage. They're gonna maximize those benefits. Men are the bona fide oppressed class in society, at least in the West. Things are getting worse and worse and worse. We're falling behind women in terms of educational attainment. Women now outnumber men in the workforce. They now earn more than men, especially women in the 20s and 30s. Men are falling behind in every category of life. They're killing themselves in record numbers. Far more likely to be homeless. Far more likely to be assaulted. Even though women are the ones who are always constantly talking about being worried about being assaulted or raped, men actually make up almost half of all rape victims. Look it up. I don't know. It just really sucks to be a dude. It has been since the 60s. It's just only now men are trying to realize with social media, with access to all this data, empirical data, it's publicly available, and men are realizing, whoa, holy shit, we're basically treated like subhuman animals by most of society. When men are assaulted, it's funny. When men are, taken to the cleaners in divorce settlements or what have you, it's funny. When men are killed, or it's homeless, they're homeless, it's funny. We're just like laughing stock. We've been reduced to a laughing stock. Society's whooping boy, society's quintessential scapegoat, blame men for all society's ills, even though the vast majority of the time it's because of the top 1%, the upper elite. They completely forget about the other 99% of men who are struggling just to make ends meet, who are being discriminated against in every conceivable way, and it's fucking deplorable. I mean, where's God when you need him? You know what I mean? There's just so much injustice in the world, man. It's just hard to believe in a higher power. And anyways, I'm just, I don't know. I'm just tired. I'm just tired. I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired of this world and all the injustices that men face, and not just men, of course. It's just the travesty of justice. And I honestly don't know what's going to happen. I feel bad for the next generation of men. As bad as things are now, they're only going to get worse. As they amass more and more clout, and they continue to dominate the media, just going to cover up a lot of these, the horrible atrocities that are committed against men, and they're going to make up more lies, spread more propaganda, and sooner or later it's going to be illegal to be a man, I think, or something. I know it sounds absurd. Sounds like something that straight out of Black Mirror, but things are just going to keep getting worse. Like I said, MGTOW, I don't know if you want to call it an antidote, but it's opt out. And more men are opting out. They're like, you know what, fuck it. Why, break my back, trying to please women, trying to please society. At the end of the day, let's be honest, guys, you only have one life to live. And, I've made videos about this, talking about my life and how I was at the top of the totem pole and how I hit rock bottom, and it could happen to you in an instant. These are not stories. People talk about these things as like, people have this sense of this aura of invincibility about them, and they think it's never going to happen to me. If you do all the right things, if you stay on the straight and narrow, you're going to reap the benefits of your hard labor, your sweat, blood, and tears. That's not necessarily how the real world works. It's extremely unfair. It's a dog-eat-dog world. People are going to try to take you down. They perceive you as a threat to their power. If they're just jealous, because misery loves company, they're going to take you down. It happened to me. I was doing really well. Next thing you know, I haven't had a full-time job in nearly a decade, and well, my health has taken a serious hit, turned for the worse. Anything happen, you have one life to live. It could be taken away from you like that. Life is fleeting. One day you're alive, the next minute you're diagnosed with terminal cancer. I know so many stories. I've lost many friends coupled to suicide. The signs were there. I ignored them. I was in denial. I thought they were just being mopey for the sake of being mopey. Honestly, I hate to say this, but I thought they were attention whores. I thought they were just looking for attention. They were compliment whores, but they were really dealing with some really dark demons. And they were looking for me to help them. But maybe I was just in denial, like I said, and I've lost a couple of friends to suicide. And honestly, like, all of my friends are doing really, really bad. And it pisses me off because they're such good people. Like, they're straight edge, which means, like, they don't do drugs or alcohol or party or Most of them are still virgins in their late 20s, early 30s. And, they're religious and they're doing everything by the book. Yet they can't catch a fucking break. People are not willing to give them a opportunity. And some of them have given up. And they're basically praying for death, like I am. The world is just a fucked up place. People talk about God and religion and this all being part of His plan. And I try to, I'm trying to hold on to that hope myself. I am a Christian. Unlike many Christians, I've actually read the entire Bible, the Old Testament, or the New Testament twice. Pray every day, but I just feel like I'm talking to a fucking wall. It's like, you just hear about all these injustices, not only against men, but just the world is just a fucked up place. I read the story yesterday. My friend sent me a link of this lesbian couple that basically abused their son. They skinned him alive. Then they ripped his penis off. Then they beheaded him because apparently he reminded them of one of their ex-husbands. Who would do that to their own child? I don't know. It's a really fucked up world. These stories are fairly common. You hear stories of people eating people on the streets. It's like Resident Evil or something. I don't know. People raping babies in Africa because they think that it'll somehow purify their blood and get rid of their AIDS. So many misinformed, stupid, ignorant people. And are willing to just simply accept the status quo. It's like just tacitly accept what is. It's like you can't do anything about it. We have no power. So let's just roll with the punches. Meanwhile, people's rights are getting trampled on left, right, and center, and people there's just apathy. People just don't care. I think people are very selfish. I'm not one of those people, but I hear these stories every day of people getting screwed over by assholes, by the elite, and a lot of my friends and myself have just given up. I was like, what the hell's the point? Like really, you're gonna really go through all this for what? Just to get the approval of some people, strangers, family members who really don't give a damn about you. It's just competition. You're trying to one up one another. So is that what life is? Is this like a perpetual rat race, and death is your sweet relief from this game? If you want to call life a game, is that what life is? In a nutshell, I mean, you go to school for 25 years and you work for 40 years, and you retire well past your prime. You hope you have your pension. You hope your wife hasn't left you and taken your pension. And then what? You wait for death in a condo in Florida? Is that what life is? I think a lot of men are like saying, fuck it. Fuck society. Fuck societal norms. Fuck conformity. What's the point? Fuck the rules. Why? What is the end game? You gotta look into the opportunity cost. Is it worth it? Weighing the pros and the cons. Is it really worth it when push comes to shove? To try, basically kill yourself, dig yourself into an early grave, trying to please others, your family, by getting married, by having kids, by getting into debt, hundreds of thousands of dollars to get a home, having to worry about a mortgage and all these other debts accruing. Is it really worth it? I say just try and enjoy your life. If it's something that you enjoy doing, just do it. People are gonna call you an incel, or they're gonna make fun of you, call you a beta male. Let them talk. At the end of the day, you'll have the last laugh. Because, as they say, the best form of revenge is living well. Just do what makes you happy. Eat the things that you like to eat. That's what I'm trying to do. I don't know how much time I have left. Honestly, actually, I had a near-death experience yesterday. It's what served as the impetus to, I guess, make this video. I don't know how much time I have left. So if anyone's actually listening to this, just live your life, guys. Live it to the fullest. I know it's a cliche, but truly, it's what I'm trying to do now, the rest of my life. Like, I have work to do today. I'm like, fuck it. I'm not going to do it. Played Forza Motorsport 6 for 4 or 5 hours. I enjoyed the game. So I played it. I got the place to myself. Rubbed one out in the morning. Take a nap. Listen to the music. Went out, grabbed a bite to eat. Do little things. They add up. Just little things. Go. It's nice. It's 25 degrees outside. It's supposed to be autumn. I went out for constitutional. Get some fresh air. Making these videos, they make me happy. I know I haven't really gained any traction. My YouTube channel hasn't gone anywhere. I made a video, I think a month ago, basically saying that I've given up. But I said, you know what? This basically serves as a cathartic catalyst for me. Just getting these thoughts out, just venting. And it's healthy, it's therapeutic. Now that I'm no longer seeing a shrink, maybe I could touch someone, I can influence someone to just I guess maybe change the way they're living and make a few changes here and there, and it will add up. And anyways, that's pretty much it. What do you guys think of the MGTOW movement? What do you think about life in general, religion? Do you think there's an afterlife? It's something I'm fascinated by. Or do you think this is it? And yeah, let me know. All right, ciao.